Hey Key Stage 1, we're going to do a reading skill lesson today and we're going to be thinking about something called skim and scan. So when we skim, we go across the page with our eyes, and when we scan, we go up and down the page with our eyes. And this helps us to find key words in the text super fast for when we're answering questions. So my story is called Scarecrow's Secret. I'm going to use this to help us. So, this is Apple Tree Farm. This is Mrs. Boot, the farmer. She has 2 children called Poppy and Sam, and a dog called Rusty. Now, if I wanted to skim and scan for the word farmer, I would look for the word that starts with the f sound, So we can skim with our eyes going across the page, and we can scan with our eyes going up and down the page until we find the word that starts with a f. There it is, farmer. So if my question had said, who is the farmer? I could have found the answer by finding f for farmer and rereading my sentence. This is Mrs. Boot, the farmer. So the farmer is Mrs. Boot. Let's see what happens next. Mr. Boot is working on the barn. What are you doing, Dad? Asks Sam. I'm tying lots of straw on these poles, says Mr. Boot. So if I want to skim and scan for the word straw, what sound am I looking for when I skim and scan? Yeah, I'm looking for the s sound. Your turn. So, skim across, scan down, until you find, there it is, straw. Well done. Let's see what happens next. What is it? You'll soon see, says Mr. Boot. Go and get my old coat from the shed, please. Bring my old hat too. It's going to be a scarecrow. Poppy and Sam come back with the coat and the hat. Then they help Mr. Boot put them on the scarecrow. So we're going to skim and scan for hat. What sound are we going to look for? Hat. The sound. Well done. Okay, remember to skim across the page and scan up and down the page until you find hat. Well done. Fantastic work. He's just like a nice old man. I've got some old gloves for him, says Sam. Let's call him Mr. Straw, says Poppy. He's finished now. Help me carry him, please, Poppy, says Mr. Boot. You bring the spade, Sam. Can we find the spade? The key word, spade. Skim across and scan down. Yep, there it is. Spade. Fantastic. They all go to the cornfield. Mr. Boot digs a hole in the fields and then he pushes in the pole so that Mr. Straw stands up. Oh, let's skim and scan for cornfield. What sound are we looking for? Cornfield. Yes, we're looking for caterpillar. Skim and scan. Skim across the page and scan up and down until you find cornfield. cornfield. Fantastic. He does look real. I'm sure Mr. Straw will scare off all the birds, says Sam. Especially the crows, says Poppy. Mr. Straw is doing a good job. Every day, Mr. Boot, Poppy and Sam look at Mr. Straw and there are no birds in the cornfield. There's Farmer Dre's scarecrow. He's no good at all, says Sam. The birds are eating all of the corn and standing on the scarecrow. Why is Mr. Straw so good? Sometimes he looks as if he's moving, says Poppy. His coat goes up and down. It's very odd. Let's go and look. Let's creep up very quietly, says Sam. And they tiptoe across the cornfield to look at Mr. Straw. There's something inside his coat. It's moving, says Poppy, and it's making a funny noise. What is it, says Sam? It's our cat and her kittens. Carefully, they open the coat, and there is Whiskers, the cat, and 2 baby kittens inside the straw. So the scarecrow's secret was Whiskers helping Mr. Straw to frighten off the birds, says Poppy. Clever Mr. Straw, says Sam. So your skill for reading is to skim and scan for keywords. Have a look in some books at home and ask an adult to give you a word to skim and scan for and see how fast you can find those keywords. Ready, steady, go!